Hi there, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargamer Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Mall Keys, aka I'm at home today. That's what it is. So I'm snowed in. Got a bit of snow, freezing rain. Went to a tournament yesterday, and there was a lot of snow, and so it was quite painful. Got home safely, of course, but otherwise, it was quite a trip, really. But so Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. We usually delve into a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning, no holds barred topics. We'll talk about, anything and everything, anything in life, Of course, we usually we usually are very painting centric on this show, but we delve into other topics as well. And usually when people start getting a little bit silly, we do talk about other stuff. So, yeah. And of course, if you are a first time viewer or you're new to the show or you're attending the live show, ask your questions to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Send me an email. And be sure, if you have any pictures, to attach them in the email. Don't send me links off to other websites or anything like that, because it's just annoying, and oftentimes there's pop-ups and, all sorts of crazy crap. So it's no fun. I prefer them as attachments in the email. And, and of course, if you are attending live, you can ask your questions, Kris@miniwargaming, or you can ask them in the chat, and of course, myself or the monkeys will answer your questions. And the monkeys are very knowledgeable folk, and will know the answer to a lot of things as well, because a lot of them have been a lot of lifetime viewers and such. And so, yeah, of course, on the YouTube side of things, we got David Vaughn, Vasily Shimko. Hello, everyone. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Oh, crap, it's time already? It is time. Eldari Lamborghini. Oh, hello, Frozen Monkeys. Yes, we are frozen. Well, because Eldari, he's a little bit south than I am. He's in a town called Windsor, which is border to Detroit in the U.S., whereas I'm a little bit further north, just by a couple degrees, in the Niagara Peninsula. And but we get a lot of like the blowy stuff from like Toronto and such, and so it's a bit of a pain. Over on Twitch, I can see George is joining us over on Twitch side of things. Sorry, these things are all kind of convoluted right now. Aqua, Bleep Bloop, Evening Monkeys, Caught King 555, hello. Sir Peanut Butter. Afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Sir Peanut Butter. Caught King 555, Wave the Brush, episode 199. I'm snowed in and I have no emails. I've got emails. I've got emails to keep me warm. So, we don't have problems with the emails. Don't worry about that. Caleb Standridge, howdy. I'm Woody. You're Woody. You're Woody. Vasily at Eldari. It's actually quite warm in Russia now. No snow. Really. Man, we're still getting snow here in Canada, man. It's frozen. It's like it started off as like ice pellets, almost like hail, and then it just turned into like mush, and then it's snow. And driving home yesterday, because I had a good 20-minute drive home, and it took me 35 minutes drive. It added about 15 minutes onto my driving time. Ooh, man, it wasn't perilous or anything like that. It wasn't like cars just flying all over the place or anything like that, but it wasn't bad. Where am I? Oh, Jacob Benedict. Hello, everyone. At work reviewing security footage while listening. Cool. What kind of security footage? Are you like in the NSA? Are you like spying on people? Johnny Shop Shop, sup? Griff? Is that how you'd say that? Griff? Hi from the UK. Do you play D&D? And if so, what class? Whenever I played D&D, I always picked something like the dwarf and warrior. I always played warrior. Um, you know, magic and stuff like that. A little too subtle for me. Thievery. It was kind of fun, but rogues, stuff like that. No, I tended to be very warrior. Kind of backbone, kind of tanky. Very combat oriented. I was not very subtle at all. Even though in wargaming I play Eldar, which is very tricksy, but yeah, no, I was not subtle at all. And of course, for D&D, we've been playing. If you've been watching mini wargaming, we've been doing Dark Heresy, and we're nearing the end of that campaign that we're currently doing, and yeah, I don't think it ends well for us. I don't think so. Something tells me that Matt's gonna cook something up and it's just gonna have us all killed. Because I mean, it's the scope of it is just like, if you've been watching the games, basically, we were sent to a planet to investigate a drug problem within the colony, and we've discovered it's much bigger, and so, we're gonna get killed, I think. I think Matt's gonna kill us all. Prawn Hamdens, hello all. Finally getting some painting done after a long hiatus for exams, etc. Smiley. Good. That's good, man. Concentrate on that school. Then you can play afterwards, right? Because concentrate on that school now, that means that, you sweat and you work hard now, means you don't have to sweat and work hard later on in life. I learned that the hard way. Prawn Hamdens. Kris is a level 12 bard. I've got nothing for that. I've got nothing. Vasily Shimko. No, some people even walk around in t-shirts. Shirts and t-shirts. Wow. Yeah, well, we get that sometimes in December. You get some crazy nutbags around here walking around like just shorts. Well, Josh, Mini Wargamer Josh, he walks around like it could be freaking blizzard out, and he's got shorts on. So it's crazy people. David Vaughn, I thought Canada was always snowed in, being that far up north. No, it's not always snow. You get probably halfway up the big, how the provinces are kind of long. If you look at it in the map, those upper portions of the map, those areas are probably covered in a lot of snow year round, and then you get into the territories. But nowadays, with climate change and all that, I mean, heck, Northwest Territories might even the Northwest Territories might even have more sunny days than we get right now. The way everything's kind of changing around. George Hintz, dwarves rule. Yes, I do. Jacob Benedict at Kris. I work in maintenance in a college town, and on Sundays I look at the cameras to see if anybody broke stuff or used laundry rooms for bathrooms. Aye, gross. Gross. Well, I used to work a long time ago. I used to work security, and sometimes I ended up working security at the dorm in the local college, and yeah, that was annoying. It was so annoying. Oh, it was so annoying. So annoying. Dark Commission. Hi, Kris and Monkeys. Hello, Dark Commission. Bleep bloop. Couple behind on Dark Heresy, so no spoilers, please. Okay, so no spoilers. Griff, do you prefer futuristic D&D setting? Actually, I do. I'm more sci-fi kind of guy than I am. I'm more Star Trek and Star Wars than I am Lord of the Rings and Beastmaster. But mind you, I still enjoy both, but I lean more towards the sci-fi side of things. I mean, I love Lord of the Rings. I love fantasy. I love dragons, and wizards, and I love all that stuff. But it doesn't really get my imagination flowing, like imagining distant star systems and crazy nebula, and and spaceship battles, and aliens, and there's a lot to sci-fi You know, and the fun part about sci-fi is that it's rooted in our current world. You know, whereas fantasy tends not to. It tends to be, you know, something else. But what I did kind of like was that new one on Netflix with Will Smith, Bright, where basically it was the fantasy world brought to the present world. And I kind of liked that idea, and I liked that premise of that. You know, how basically like the elves were the upper class, and, you know, the orcs and the humans are all kind of lower class, and you had like little, you know, I mean, like, I really liked the premise of it all. I thought that was very fun. You know, is it original? Is, you know, well, that could be debated, but I mean, yeah, you know. And a setting like Warhammer 40,000, which is my favorite, which is the first stuff I started really getting into when I started getting into wargaming, because I did D&D back in the day, and I mean, like, you know, but the D&D was like an offshoot of, because like some of my wargaming buddies who I got into wargaming were already into D&D, and so it's actually I got them into wargaming, and they got me into D&D, and so, you know, you had this kind of cross pollination of you know, free time, right? And yeah, so I can't remember where I was going with any of that, but yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I'm more sci-fi than I am D&D. Go Starman Deluxe. Gotta go eat dinner. Okay, check you later. Aaron Seach, there he is. Hello, Kris and fellow monkeys. Dark Commission 199. Worked in the college. The horror. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, they set the second floor on fire one time, and I had to go in. I was the only guy there, and I'm security, so I'm like the first responder, other than the dorm managers as well. So they're getting people out and stuff like that, and I was trying to spray and put this fire out using the chemical extinguisher, and I used up the entire thing, and it just filled the entire room with like that chemical, and I was coughing for hours and hours and hours. Fire department shows up, make sure everything's out and everything like that, and frickin' hell. Ugh. Wasn't paid enough for that day. David Vaughn, Beastmaster with the ferrets. Wasn't that a B movie? Conan knockoff. Yeah, it was a Conan. Well, I mean, yeah, it was fun. Vasily, what's cool about sci-fi is that it can be fantasy. Yeah, like Shadowrun. Yeah, okay, yeah. Whereas, but so you're saying sci-fi can be fantasy, but can fantasy be sci-fi? Well, Warhammer 40K is kind of like the fantasy setting in the sci-fi setting, but, you know what I mean? Can they be all the same? That's the question. Can sci-fi be fantasy, and can fantasy be sci-fi? There's your thought for the day. Aldari Lamborghini. Do recall that 40K was more or less a port of Warhammer 40. Yeah, exactly. Warhammer 40,000 was, because Warhammer Fantasy Battle came out first, and that was more like a role play kind of tabletop kind of game. And then Warhammer 40,000 was essentially, yeah, like a port. It was like the rules were identical, and it was just a futuristic setting, you know, because you had the humans versus the elves, Eldar, squats, dwarves, you know what I mean, orcs. I mean, like, you know, you had it all. Right? You had best of both worlds in Warhammer Fantasy, or Warhammer 40K. You have the best of both, where you have sci-fi and fantasy elements together. Spencer, howdy ho, Chris Bello. It has been a while since I've been able to catch a live stream. Well, welcome, Spencer, welcome. Ebb and Flow, sup everybody, sup. Vasily Shimko, I like the 40K Inquisition, has some medieval fantasy vibe. Well, yeah, exactly. That's the point of the Inquisition, because it's you know, it's 40K's version of the Spanish Inquisition, you know, so that's what it is. Damien Hibbert, hello from Houston, in the great country of Texas. Oh, sorry, state. Well, what happens if Texas does secede? Secede? Is that the right word? Secede? Like, are they seriously still, like, are they trying to, you know, are they still trying to jump away from the Union? Like, is that a serious thing in Texas? Is it? Eldari Lamborghini. Not that it's a bad thing. As with sci-fi, you get things like Fallout Las Vegas. At Vasily Shimko is very apt at getting the memes. Prawn Ham Dance. Anyone watch Lost in Space on Netflix? Just binging on the whole series this weekend and was getting hobby done. Actually, not terrible. Really, did it come out this weekend? I didn't even know. I'm gonna have to catch an episode later then, because it looked interesting. And I mean, like, I used to watch the very old TV series when on reruns. I wasn't like born in that long ago, but I mean, like, you know, but I used to watch the original TV series, you know, and it was campy. It was like it was Saturday morning, you know, TV kind of stuff. And I saw the movie when it came out with Matt LeBlanc and William Hurt and a few others. Can't remember now. But it had some special effects. It was a lot of explosions and crazy crap and stuff like that. Was that Gary Oldman as the doctor? Was it Gary Oldman? I want to say it was Gary Oldman. It was the doctor. Anyway, yeah, watch that one. And so I was kind of curious to see what the whole take was on this new Lost in Space. And so, yeah, it kind of seemed like it had an interesting premise. Greenleaf Terrain, Kris. I think there's a large naked woman behind me. Behind me? Oh, you mean right there? That's one of those, you know, like wall divider things, you know, for like, you know, getting change and stuff. How that ended up in here, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you how that ended up in here, because I'm pretty sure it was supposed to go to somebody else. But anyway. Spencer, it's like Quebec. Giant Shop. Kris, the opening scene of Star Wars: The New Hope, when the Star Destroyer flies over you. What is the color? Trying to decide on a color to paint the one I'm working on. Ooh, are you working on a Star Destroyer? Did you get one of the Zvezda ones? Did you get one of those ones? Because those ones are supposed to be super detailed. They're like the Bandai kits. It's some Russian company that produces model kits. Is Zvezda or something like that. It's like a 1/27,000 or 2700 scale or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, is that the one you got? Because the Star Destroyer, like typically the Star Destroyers are given a really light, off blue gray, right? So if you can imagine a color more, you know what? Yeah, it's more like the really light rust gray. If that color makes sense. I don't know what paint line you're using, but yeah, it's a really light gray with that slight tinge of blue to it, and I use that on my Imperial Walker, and it matches very well for, you know, the box art and what you see on screen kind of thing. Watching Lost in Space now. Cool. Ebb and Flow. If Texas seceded from the U.S., Austin would secede from Texas. Wow, that's a lot of seceding from everybody. Sir Peanut Butter. Live in Texas. It's actually illegal for any state to secede from the Union. Really? I thought that was the whole point of the Union, is that they're a union, and I mean, like, if you want to separate from the Union, that's, you know what I mean? Like, it's just an agreement, right, between each state. Because in America, like, isn't each state basically like a little country unto themselves? That's why it's a union of states, right? It's the United States. Like, it's a whole bunch of states that are all united, right? I mean, like, it's not just a name. They just thought, shit, that sounds good to me. You know, let's make called the United States. I don't think that's how it worked. But mind you, I don't know American law, so I can't speak intelligently on it. Griff. Watching Stranger Things, finding it really good. Oh yeah, Stranger Things, love that show. Love it. The first season I really, really enjoyed. Second season was good. Was it just as good? Probably. I'd have to watch it again. But I mean, the first season, like, that hit all the buttons. You know, buttons? Yeah, the buttons. Yeah, we'll say the buttons. Nashtag over on Twitch. I own this chat. It belongs to me. No, you and George are over there, aren't you? And probably one or two other. I don't know. I don't know who's all on Twitch. I broadcast this on Twitch because some people prefer this on Twitch. Oh no, there's 4 or 5 people over on Twitch. Okay. Yeah. I do this over on Twitch just because some people prefer it, you know? And so, yeah. You know. Try to accommodate everybody, right? Spencer, do you guys ever see power armor being a thing in real life? Yeah, they're working on it. They're actually working on power armor, right? Because you see those exoskeletons that they're making for the military, so that the soldier can actually move a little bit longer. He can carry more gear, and also they're making those robotic mules that can carry, gear for Marines and stuff like that over rough terrain. You know, they're making those they're making that robot stuff, man. It's all robotic. I mean, right now they're probably concentrating more on drone technology than they are anything else. Because drones, I mean, you don't have to endanger American lives, right? You know, because that's what makes war so unpopular, right? Is when you start seeing them caskets coming home that people just like, ugh, what is the cost? Like, here's poor Billy and here's Sally, and you know what I mean? Like, it costs their lives for what? You know what I mean? And whereas people are less susceptible to it when it's, well, we're just going to drop a bunch of missiles. We're going to drop a bunch of drones. Oh, a drone got shot down today. Darn, there goes $500,000, right, or maybe $1 million in the war effort, right? I mean, but to always take territory from other people, I mean, you're going to need to send troops in. I mean, unless of course they send in robots, like proper robots. I mean, I don't know if we're at that point yet, but yeah. Aaron Seach, just a note: P3 paint sucks and doesn't cover for crap. You don't like P3 paints? I don't mind. I don't mind P3 paints. I think they're pretty good. It's a similar formula to older GW paints, which is maybe it's more nostalgia. I don't know, but I like the way they flow, like the way they work. They're always so smooth and creamy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a bad batch you got. Maybe a bad batch of colors. Is it something you're finding uniform over all the colors you're using, or yeah. Captain Benjicus. Damn, I'm late. Sup, Monkey Master? Sup? Nothing. Just talking. It's Sunday. I didn't do the show yesterday because I was at a tournament, 40K tournament. So, I I did that instead of doing the show. But today I'm doing the show because, I'm at home. Why not? And I figured, why not? Sir Peanut Butter, that was the original idea, but post-Civil War, they decided that it didn't want to go through the noise again. Oh, okay, so it's something they must have amended after the Civil War. Interesting. See, I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, I know a bit of American history, but I don't know, a lot of, especially like the legal stuff, so. Cool. Thanks for letting me know. Nashtag, you're goddamn right. And it's some emoticon here. He's some dude like, I don't know. He's either saying it's okay, or he's holding something up to his lips and imitating inhaling. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway. Eldari Lamborghini. Nothing is light about light infantry. Okay. Greenleaf Terrain. P4 paint are better. P4 paint is definitely better than P3. There's more to it. There's more, right? So P2. P2? I'm not going any further than that. Spencer, speaking of robots, I should finish the new Cryptek and some older and order some chicken. Kristen E. Holy man, there's a name I haven't read in a bit. Hello, y'all. Hello, Kristen E. Dr. Santos. Hello, peeps. G squared. Hey, y'all monkeys. Better late than never. Nah, we're not too late. Only 25 minutes into the show. Dr. Santos, who's that? Who's that behind Kris? You mean who's that? Or who's that? Which one? Vasily, talking about 40K. What are you going to paint your Deepkin like? Well, I haven't got any. Well, I haven't gotten any Deepkin yet, but I don't know. I'm thinking I might pick up. Okay, don't tell nobody. Okay, don't tell nobody. But I think I'm gonna pick up some proper color shift paint, and I would do the armors color shift. I'm thinking something like blue purple, or maybe red orange, or red yellow. It all depends. It all depends on how funny I feel. But yeah, I think I'm going to get myself some proper color shift paints. And I'm going to do their armors up like that. Captain Benjigus, how did the tournament go? How did it go, the tournament? The tournament went well. It went very well. I had a lot of fun. It was only a 3-round tournament, so we only played 3 games. And it was 1,000 points. I posted on our Discord channel, in our list discussion, I posted the possible lists that I was going to bring. I was either going to bring a sermon with Dire Avengers as kind of a spam kind of list with a Hemlock, I think, with something else just to kind of, really throw people off. Or I was going to bring a list that I have played with before, which was my Supreme Command, which is basically a 10-man Warlock Conclave, Spirit Seer, Autarch, and Farseer, all on jet bikes, except the Spirit Seer. But the Spirit Seer would get the Remnant of Glory, the Felchu's wing, so that he could move 12 inches, so at least he could try and keep up with the rest of the group. But yeah, so the tournament, first round was, where's my notes? Hold on, I tweeted this all out yesterday, so it was all on my Twitter. And my first round was Scorched Earth. That was the scenario, was Scorched Earth. It was against Necrons, which was a pretty tough battle. And yeah, so first round was Scorched Earth with Hammer and Anvil deployment. And it was against Necrons, and that's obviously somebody who was playing with the new Necron rules, which was pretty greasy. So basically, he brought a Lord with Veil of Darkness and something else. He brought a Cryptek that gave him the +1 on the reanimations. He brought a big blob of warriors. I think it was like 20-some warriors. It felt like more, but it was a big blob of warriors. And then 2 10-man squads of Immortals with 3 heavy destroyers. Yeah, heavy destroyers got the big long guns, right? Yeah. Oh, and a little group of Scarabs. And that was his army for 1,000 points, which was against my jet bikes, Autarch, Farseer, and Spirit Seer. That was a big blob to deal with. And the game went really well. We fought really hard. I missed a close combat opportunity. The rolls weren't there, and I didn't get into combat and didn't take him on, especially when I had done so much damage to him. Basically, I annihilated 1 unit of Immortals, and I had like his warriors like brought right down. And then I was going to charge in and just basically finish that whole thing off and then just kind of continue on. And it failed. And that really hurt. That really hurt. And in fact, it kept him really in the game, because if I would have kept that pressure on him from the start, he wouldn't have got up. Because basically, with that mission, Scorched Earth, is that each objective, you score them. And the way we were doing it was we score every player turn. So as long as I was holding objectives at the end of my turn, I got points for my objectives. And then my opponent would get points if he was holding flags at the end of his turn. And so every turn, it forced us to keep moving, right? And then what he did was basically he was hanging in the game a lot longer. I took some heavy loss, so I kind of fell back a bit, but then I re-diverted around to try and take out his destroyers, because I was going after smaller groups. Because his big brick, he just rolled really well, and his big brick of warriors came back, and it was, oh my god, I was like, oh my god, this damn warrior unit is just pissing me off. And he got really lucky. He went and basically he could destroy one of the objectives in my deployment zone, and so and he rolled, and it was a D3 extra points for it. Instead of scoring 1 point, he would score D3 for it, but then that was it. And he scored 3 for it right away, and so that put him in the lead. And so then it was me trying to catch up from that point, and it was just wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. And then I got the opportunity to destroy one in his objective zone. And if I would have rolled, we probably would have, I think I would have been 1 on him, or we would have tied. And in fact, it was a 1, and it was like, no. And I said, like, I couldn't catch up, and I completely whiffed another attack, and it just wasn't happening. But I mean, he played really great. A long-time player I've played against, Rob. You've probably seen him in some old, maybe mini wargaming videos. I think he's probably in a few, like really old mini wargaming videos. I don't know if he's done a lot of battle report videos though, but he's in a few, and you know. But anyway, really good guy, really fun opponent. We both fought tooth and nail right to the bitter end. It was a great fight. Again, you know, like I had really bad rolls, he had bad rolls, but you know what I mean. Like it all evened out in the end, and it was just us, like just moving back and forth for position on trying to get objectives and destroying this and that, and it just came down to the dice. I didn't get the dice rolls that I needed, and that helped him when he got the dice rolls he needed, and so yeah, and that basically, you know, was pretty much it. So that was the first game. So against Necrons, it was pretty tough. Second game was against Black Templars, and the mission was dominate and destroy. And so again, it was placing six objectives all over the place again. Yeah, and it was against Black Templars, and so he basically had like one. He had the opportunity to dispel or deny on a 4+. On a 4+, he has this just automatically, you know, negate your spell, which is really annoying. And he also had this ability where basically when I was killing a Marine on a 3+, that Marine would get to attack. So every time I was and I was very efficiently killing Marines, and they're always getting the opportunity to attack. So basically, in his turn, his Marines would get to attack, and then in my turn, as I kill him, he gets to attack. So it's like two phases of attacks that I have to deal with, which was really, really stressful. Because I mean, he had a whole bunch of infantry. He had aggressors with missile launchers and bolters. He had like a couple squads of Marines with heavy weapons and such, and he had a Brotherhood unit with the close combat. He had 2 units like that, and then he had like an ancient with like a standard bearer, a lieutenant, and a commander for like his rerolls. Yeah, and so it started off. He was scoring points early on. I just went up in his face, and then basically it was mortal wounds all day long. Mortal wounds was what was really saving me on killing Marines. Oh, and he had the Emperor's Champion as well. The Emperor's Champion got taken out really stupidly too, fighting a Farseer. Farseer just and he killed him. But anyway, it was a tough game. That one was a major win because I scored 14-10 against him. The first game was a major loss for me, as the Necron player got 15 to my 10, I believe it was. And yeah, against the Black Templar, it was really, really tough. It was, you know, he near the middle, he was just getting no rolls. He was not making anything happen. Plus, he was attacking me with a lot of bolt gun type of stuff because all his heavy weapons had pretty much died by that point. And so it was just a lot of bolt pistols and bolt guns that he was hitting me with, as I'd pretty much taken care of a lot of his big powerful stuff. And I got rid of like his lieutenant and his standard bearer. And you know, he was just left with basically a lot of bolter attacks and a lot of like bear strength combat attacks. And I was for the most part, I was getting my psychic powers off, but where I was basically getting the +1 to my armor save and 5/6 feel no pain essentially from fortune, right? So it was fortune because the way I always played it was if I can get the first turn, protect goes up, +1 armor save, conceal goes up, -1 to hit, on top of playing Altiok, which so it's a -2 outside of 12, right? So it makes them very, very sturdy on the first turn. And then the Farseer casts Fortune, which gives them a 5/6 against wounds. So it makes the unit very, 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 very survivable. And yeah, and it's a very survivable unit. The thing is that it's a very survivable unit. It does have a lot of firepower, but it doesn't have penetrating power. A lot of the weapons have no AP. Like Singing Spears have no AP. Even though they do D3 wounds, it has a lot of potential to deal out a lot of wounds, but there's no AP. Where it really shines, though, is in the psychic phase, because the council, when it's as long as it's about 7 to 10 men strong, it can cast 3 powers a turn. So Destructor's obviously one of them, and then of course they can cast their Conceal and their Protect, right? And then the Farseer can cast 2, but then Command Point you can cast another power. So because the Farseer will have 3, right? He'll have his base 2 plus Smite, and so you can do that. So basically, it was a lot of Smite. The Smites were working, and yeah, the Marine player, it was just whittling them right down. And in the end, I got him on points, and that one ended as a major victory, 14-10, which was almost like my Necron loss. Then the third game was against Dark Eldar. Oh man, this game we were playing the Relic, and we did Hammer and Anvil deployment. And this battle, the Dark Eldar player had 3 Raiders with 2 Archons in one, and I think a unit of like Trueborn or something like that. It was a 5-man. All he had were 5-man units in his Raiders, and he had 1 Ravager. So he had 3 Raiders, 1 Ravager, and all the Raiders had 5-man units in them. Relic, so it was one thing in the center. It's who's ever holding it at the end of the game wins as a major victory. And basically, he got first turn, so he flew up real fast, landed on the objective, surrounded it, and then so basically I just went forward, took out a Raider, troops come out, kind of shot them up, got closer, did another smite storm, and then charged in, and then just started fighting everything in close combat. And as he's kind of diving out and stuff like that, as soon as I get the opportunity, Dark Eldar just died to shuriken catapults. And because of the survivable nature of the Seer Council, he just wasn't able to like really maximize a lot of wounds. By the end of the battle, I still had I think seven or 8 of the council, but I lost my Autarch in a bad charge. Yeah, I lost the Autarch early on. Gave him that guy, which really sucked. But that one, was tough. He had 2 Archons. I didn't know that the Archons shadow field. The Archons just come with shadow fields now. Before it was you only got 1, and he had 2 of these guys. And I was like, oh my lord! I was like, oh my god! Like these Archons are pissing me off, and they're taking all the friggin' wounds. Oh my god, it was so annoying. But eventually he rolls that one. Eventually. And then, of course, it's just, and everybody beats up on him. And yeah, so, oh, man, but it was so stressful. But that was it. And then by the end of the 4th turn, he had nothing left. He had a Raider left, and I grabbed the objective, and that was it. That's all he could do. Little did he know that if he would have killed my Spirit Seer, who was the only foot warrior I had, it would have been a draw, and I would have to fight to make sure all his foot troops were dead, and it would have ended as a draw had he known, had he thought about it, because he didn't realize that the jet bikes couldn't grab the Relic either, right? So it's because for me, I was basically playing to kill him off, and get my one little guy in there to run with Felchu's wing and grab the objective, and then run away kind of thing, right? But yeah, so. It was fun. It was a good time. So the Necron player who beat me, he took first. He took first in the day. He played. I don't know who he played on his second game, but his third game was against Sisters of Battle, and it was a close fought game for him. So yeah, I think it's kind of funny, right? Necrons and then Sisters were basically our top games. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. I took Best Painted, just because I think I might have been the only guy with a fully painted battle army. Maybe nicely, I don't know. But either way, got it. I think I probably would have finished. I think 3rd, maybe 3rd or 4th. I don't know, something like that. But either way, it was fun. I had fun. It's always, I love doing tournaments just because it's a great way of getting, my fix of 40K in, because, I often don't get to play too much 40K. And so, yeah, it's fun. And I like seeing what other people do. And I do like the competitive, side of gaming, not so much like win at all costs or anything like that, or like kind of getting really kind of dirty like that. I don't like that kind. I mean, like, I still prefer to game with a bit of honor, but yeah. But it was fun though. It was fun, and his tournaments always run really well, and everybody you play are all pretty cool. nobody's like looking to screw each other over or fudge the rules or anything like that. Everybody's pretty relaxed, and we're all just playing the game, and so yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Back to the comments. Full Metal Haggis, episode 199. Eldar can't penetrate. Yeah, Johnny's Chop Shop. They don't have penetrating power. No, they don't have the penetrating power. They don't have. There's not a lot of AP because like shuriken catapults, right? For the most part, are AP nothing, unless of course you roll the 6 and then they're -3, which is pretty devastating. But there's still 1 in 6 chance of that, right? But otherwise, yeah. The way I play it, all I have for offensive weapons are shuriken catapults and singing spears. Those are AP nothings. Considering the fact that the army itself for 1,000 points is very, very, very survivable. It took everything. Like the Space Marine, when I was playing the Space Marine player, yeah, he was getting really frustrated by how much firepower and that this unit can take and shrug off. So yeah. Proud Ham Dance, also known as Conceal, Don't Feel. Dark Commission, Battle Report for the Blind. Johnny Chop Shop, you can get a pill for that now. Can't penetrate? Johnny Chop Shop, Way of the Brush, episode 199. My girlfriend says I don't have penetrating power. Oh. Captain Benjicus, cool man, nice one. Sounds like you had plenty of good fun, Kris. I agree with the monkeys, though Eldar suck and you should serve the Emperor. We march for McCraig. No. That's like your opinion, man. Eldar's my jam, and I have so many points of Eldar that like if we were to play Apocalypse, I would totally whoop you. I would whoop you like a red-headed stepchild. Dr. Santos, Zinch be praised. Ebb and Flow, Kris, is the lack of penetrating power the reason Eldar are a dying race? Probably. G squared. We had to go there, didn't we? Oh yeah, well yeah. As soon as you're talking penetrating and power and powerful penetrating, of course we're gonna go there. Of course we're gonna go there. My God, man, how could we not? How could we not? Oh man. I guess it's email time, isn't it? What time did I start this? I started this at 2, didn't I? Yeah. Dark Commission, maybe it's because they're elderly. I see what you did there. Elderly. They're elderly. They're old. The Gim. Whip me. Don't talk to me. Didn't that talk bring about Slanesh? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Sofa Bear, episode 199. Eldar penetrate just fine. Full Metal Haggis. Kris, didn't you get a load of email spam from Canadian Pharmacy? No. Why? Should I have? Why would you sign me up for? Don't sign me up for stuff, man. Jeez Louise. No, I got Gmail, so it's pretty good spam filter. Aaron Seach, with the right amount of lube, you can penetrate anything. Anything. So apparently Aaron would know. Apparently. Vasily Shimko, the power of penetration is the Dark Eldar thing now. Is the Dark Eldar new thing? Yeah, probably. The Dark Eldar, like, the blasters and Dark Lances are all freaking assault weapons? Like, what the F? Dr. Santos, was that 1,000 suns tattoo on your arm? No. No. That is a crane with the sun. Oh, there we go. Right, like that. See, he's a crane. He's a crane. Bird, you know? With the sun. It is what clan I'm from. I am from the Crane clan. If you must know. Which I'll share with you anyway. Vasily Shimko. Or is it a Craft World answer to Dark Eldar? Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Aaron Seach, I heard that from a local Eldar player. Derek Luderus, the only time I've played so far is against Harlequins. They penetrate just fine. Yes, they do, because they have the punchy things, and also you can give them all fusion guns. I mean, like, you know, they'll burninate everything, right? Volmetal Haggis, I get loads of Viagra spam from Canadian Pharmacy. Dr. Xantos, well, dang, it looked like one. Nope, it wasn't. Sorry. That's, you know what? And this is the only tattoo on my body. That's the only one. A little bit of Kris knowledge for y'all. That's the only, I'm not like loaded up with tats or anything like that. That's the only one. Although there are more that I do want to get, but yeah, that's the only one for now. For now. Vasily Shimko, heavy weapons become assault on Dark Elder vehicles, but are still heavy on infantry. Right. Something like that. I don't know. Dark Elder, it was... Man, they were fast. Captain Benjicus, so you're an orc, Kris? I'm an orc. No. Oh, because I belong to a clan? Because I'm part of a clan? Sure. I mean, all humans at one point belong to some sort of clan, right? So it's just a family grouping, is what it is. It's more of a, I guess it's more of a spiritual family grouping, really, is what it is. Because, I mean, you're born into it, but it's not like something that dominates your life or anything like that. It's not like it's not like if I was born into the warrior clan that I would have to be a warrior, you know. If I was born into the clan of medicine, it's not like I couldn't be a warrior, you know, like, it's just one of those things. It's a spiritual thing. It's more of a guidance kind of thing than anything, you know. That kind of help you along, give you a bit of sense of purpose in your life, and, you know, a bit of steering. Something lacking in a lot of people these days. The Gim, not loaded up on tats, but was a tattoo artist at one time. Yes, I was a tattoo artist at one point. I'm an artist regardless, and I've worked in the medium of applying ink or pigment to flesh for a short time. I didn't stick with it because, well, I just got really tired of the asinine things people were asking me for. Ugh. And of course, everybody always wants, you know, free. Everybody wants it free. Like, piss off, free. Spencer, so what you're saying is we's orcs. Yes, we're orcs. Dark Mission, episode 199, Clan Monkey. Monkey Clan? I have to make a symbol. A symbol for the Monkey Clan. Is that what we'll have to do? Okay, I think we're caught up in comments. Let's do an email. I think it's headphone time. Yeah, headphones. I gotta make sure my email. Yeah, screw it. Let's go. Headphones. Email time. It's email time. Why on earth is that being a pain in the arse? I don't know. This is being pain. Hold on. I will get it to happen. Where is the email? Email right there. Ba-bang. Okay. Email. Now, why would it do this to me? Patience, folks. Just patience. Window. Let's try that. That's not working worth a damn. Why the hell is this doing this to me? Yes. This. Yes. Gone. Go. Okay. Email. Patience, folks. Patience. Patience, please. I know we're all looking at a dark screen right now, but... Okay. Create a new. New. Okay. And... No. No. Yes. Okay. There we go. Okay. I don't want all that. I want all this. Don't want to show off the emails. I gotta make this screen bigger now. Oh, if it's always one thing or another. Thank you for bearing with me while I'm trying to get this to happen here. Oops. Ah, screw it. We'll leave it at there. So, this email is from... Crap, now I gotta look. This is from Morgan Darkstar. And... Ultramarine Project, any comments, suggestion for improvement would be welcome. And so, I think we're looking at some pretty damn good looking Marines here. Let me make sure I got this squared up right. Yeah, that's good enough. I think they look pretty darn good to me. I don't know about you guys, but I think they look fantastic. I'm digging them. Nice bases. Everything looks pretty darn good. Nice little symbol on the knee. Nice and clean. We've got a bit of edge highlighting on them. I think so. Nice effect on the sword. It looks like metal with blue glaze on it just to get some nice power. Barrels are drilled out. Yeah, it looks good. I like it. Look, he's got transfers on here. It's nice and clean. It's nice and clean. I mean, the only thing is that you know, when you're ready, you're gonna start. You gotta be a little bit more careful when you're laying that mud down. But I mean, that looks like, you know, mud's tracked onto his boots. But that also looks like, you know, you hit the model when you probably didn't want to. But otherwise, no. I mean, everything looks good. I think when you're ready to, you know, start really kind of bringing more edge highlights, you know, painting the lenses, you know, that kind of stuff. I think you know, you'll get to it when you're ready. You know, I think your painting right then and there was nice and neat. I think it looked really good. I think you're well on your way to becoming a really good painter, and just, you know, don't stop. You know, I think, let me see. Let me have one last look here. Your paint looks like you're applying it very nice and smooth. I don't see any like really rough brush strokes or anything like that, or anything that looks like details are obscured and such. No. Nothing like that. Yeah. I think, yeah, you just, when you start getting into more highlighting and stuff like that, you know, I think that's the next phase that you'll be getting into, and I think you'll get into that when you're ready. Sorry here. Playing with buttons here. Playing with buttons. So, yeah. Let's do another email. Let's do another email. Another email. This is from Daniel. Hi, Kris. How do you keep paint from falling off your models? From falling off the models? Mainly when you touch and play with them. Sometimes I can see my fingerprint on the model. I have been mainly priming my models with white GW. My friend told me how he never uses white primer anymore because black primer doesn't have this issue. How do I deal with this? I really like to prime white since it makes it easier for me to paint. I also do not over prime my models, at least not anymore. Any help would be appreciated. Thanks in advance. Regards, Daniel. And so, Daniel, I think really, I mean, how long, like, are you playing with your models that you're noticing the paint is coming off of them? Another thing to be mindful of when, you know, when, say, let's start right from the very beginning. You open up the models, Okay, and you pull the sprues out of the box. Wash your hands. And if you really want to get nitpicky about it, you could also wash the sprues. Now, typically the sprues are given a wash on their way out from the press, but sometimes there can be oversight. Now, if we're talking plastic models, okay, like the styrene plastic, like GW styrene plastic, they typically don't need to be washed, but you can wash them if you want, and there's no harm in it, especially if you just put them in the sink, you know, with the plug in, put the sink in, fill it up with a little bit of water, and then put like a drop or two of, you know, like your dish soap or whatever, put it in there, mix it in, take like an old toothbrush that's clean or whatever, and just give the models light scrubbing, and then wash your hands. Wash your hands. Make sure your hands are clean when you're handling your models, because if it's hot out or it's hot in your room or anything like that, you start to sweat and you get really oily, right? You'll feel yourself getting kind of oily. That transfers to the model as you're handling it and gluing parts together and stuff like that. And so the model will, and it's unavoidable for most part. It's usually not that destructive. It's usually not that big a deal, but sometimes it can be, depending on how much and handlings and, you know what I mean, like what have you, right? And the oils from your hands can transfer to the model. And if you practice keeping your hands clean for most part, you know, like you assemble some models, take a break, go wash your hands, you know, go eat a meal, whatever, come back, work some more, go wash your hands. See, I'm pretty religious about wash my hands, keep my hands clean, just because I just don't like getting sick, and I know that a lot of like bacteria stuff is on surfaces, and when you touch them and you touch your face, stuff like that, you get sick, right? And so I'm really kind of, you know, I wash my hands all the time. Not that I'm a germaphobe, but, you know, just I do. And so that transfers onto my models, that I know that the oils from my fingers will affect and create a barrier on the model surface for when the paint goes and it can slough off. Now, you have to be talking about a lot of oil for that paint to slough off like that. But it can happen, and it used to happen quite a bit. And of course, also too, I mean, if you're just priming your models and then playing with them, handling them is going to wear the paint off, regardless, black, white, gray, all clad, GW, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Handling the models and stuff like that will eventually wear that paint off of the model. No brand of paint is immune, other than using a really heavy enamel, which will just seal the model anyway, which I highly recommend you don't do. The paint is going to come off, and the priming is just going to come off. And the primer, as I've mentioned many times, primer is just there to provide a surface for the paint to grab hold of. That's all the primer's job is. It's not meant to be like a protective layer or anything like that. And in fact, it's not meant to be a durable layer either. It's as durable as the rest of the acrylic or whatever the paints you're using are. It's only about that durable. It's not like it's a hard shell on the model or anything like that. It's the same stuff as the paint. It's just it's more like a matte medium, and it's just got like a very rough texture to it when it dries. It dries with a very very fine texture to it, and that's meant for the paint to grab hold of. That's all it's for. That's all primer is for. So, yeah, I think really what you're going to notice, especially if you're playing with your pieces, I think you should prime them, give them a base coat, and then give them a light seal. Give them a light gloss seal, or you can give them a gloss seal and then give them a quick little matte seal, as long as you don't put too much sealant down, of course. And then you continue playing with your models, and just play with them as base coated models. You know, don't leave them in primer for so long. In fact, you know, make a rule in the group that you can't play with prime models. You got to play with at least base coated models, and at least base coated models will get you into painting your models, right? So, hopefully, Daniel, that helps. Hopefully, that answers your question. And if it doesn't, feel free to send me another email. But yeah. I have a real bad echo. Why do I have a real bad? Oh, for the love of God. How did that get turned on? Okay, how's that? Do I sound better now? How did that get turned on? Oh, probably because I turned it on the email thing. Yeah. Okay, Yeah, because I turned it off on there. Grimjaw seems to be back to normal for me. Yeah, that's what it was. I could see because I had two inputs going. Because normally I'll have like the snowball, but for whatever reason, the snowball seemed to always have a crackle to it for whatever reason. Bloop bloop. Painting over. Normal voice returns. Okay. So we're back. Bring back the echo. Full Metal Haggis. Bring back the echo. Bring back the echo. My God, man. My God. Vasily, it's worse now. Shut up. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Kris has ascended to the ultimate form as Supreme God Emperor of all monkey kind. Premier of 1,000 models. Forger of 1,000,000 tutorials. Forger of 1,000,000 tutorials. Man. Sometimes it feels like that. Sometimes it's like 1,000,000 tutorials. But that's 1,000,000 tutorials. That's a lot. No, but I mean, like, I've got like over 1,500 quick tips, and more than that. Well, not more than that. Probably a third of that. More in regular kind of tutorials, like I was before I got onto the quick tips, and I was doing the beginning to end kind of stuff. You know. But yeah. Disco Duke. Episode 199, episode 199, episode 199, episode 199. What? I don't get it. Oh man, I'm thirsty. I need a drink. You guys are gonna have to excuse me for 2 seconds here. I am going to grab a drink, and you guys can look about, I don't know, my office space. You guys can look at what things I got going on over here. Oi. Sorry for the quiet phase here. Behold the monkey lair. I like that right there. Brian Hand, you win. You win the grand prize. What's the grand prize? Couldn't tell you. But that's it. Behold the monkey lair. Oh, I gotta scroll down all the way down. This is crap now. Where the hell is it? There it is. Behold the monkey lair. And I'm just changing names on the channels right now. Just updating the stream name for streaming. There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. Oops. Oh well. Oh well. Everything's good. Everything's running fine. Everything is fine. Okay, so chat. Where are we in the chat? Oh, Aaron Seeks, grand prize, Eldar penetration. I don't know. I don't know if we want that. Brian Hand, kinky. Yeah, it's a little kinky, isn't it? Sofa Bear, massive dump. Well, I didn't go to the washroom. I went and grabbed another coffee and grabbed some more beverage. G squared, where did he go? Oh, Sofa Bear is a massive dump. He's saying I was a massive dump. Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm waiting. See, I got my old talisman here. I also got my old blood bowl. But the old talisman, apparently Games Workshop is going to be re-releasing the fourth edition, the fourth edition of Talisman again, which basically was the stuff that they did for Fantasy Flight. I imagine it's probably just going to get a reboxing, probably just like all the Fantasy Flight logos are going to get removed from the box. I imagine something like that, and then they're just going to pump it back out there again. I don't know, or if they're producing a whole fresh, brand new game. I don't know, but either way, I'm really excited for it. I'm hoping that it is just a reboxing of the 4th edition stuff, because, well, I have a lot of the 4th edition stuff, and there's still some expansions I wanted to get for 4th edition, and, so hopefully it's just a 4th edition thing. Anthony B just logged in. Went to the park with my pup. Beautiful day in Las Vegas. Damn. Todd. Hey Kris, I know you just got don't with Crystal Brush model. But what are you looking on model-wise for your personal collection? For my personal collection? I don't know. I'll probably get another Creature Caster model, because Creature Caster stuff's really, really nice. And I had a nice long talk with them at Adepticon, and their plans for the future sound really exciting. So expect more from Creature Caster. They got great sculpts, and one of the sculptors I didn't realize, he used to work for Games Workshop. So I thought that was really cool. That's why they have a certain aesthetic to them. But I mean, like doing your own kind of thing though just liberates you, and so you could see that in the sculptures that like they're free to do whatever they want, and I think that's really, really cool. But yeah. But as far as personal collection, I don't know. Probably something from Creature Caster. I wouldn't mind getting like the 4 gods, essentially. They're not the gods because it's copyright, right? But I would like to get like the Bloodthirster, the Tzeentch, and the Nurgle. The Nurgle one is my least favorite though. And the Tzeentch one is probably my second favorite under the Spider Demon. The Spider Demon I really, really liked, because when I was deciding which model to get and paint for Crystal Brush, it was either the Spider Demon or the Vulture Demon, because I really, really like the Vulture Demon. It's really cool. K Jelly, Kris, are you doing anything special for your 200th episode? I probably should. Shouldn't I? What can I do? What can I do? I have no idea. Do a giveaway? Give away some stuff? I don't know. I'll see what I can give away. Maybe 200th episode. Maybe next week's episode, if there's a show next week. Maybe if maybe I can find some stuff. The giveaway sound like fun? 200 episode giveaway? Kind of seems like a big milestone, doesn't it? Yeah, 200 episodes of Way of the Brush. Yeah. Maybe. Sofa Bear Belly Dance. The Gim, that camera is suffering from shakes. It's because every time I hit the table, the camera shakes. Because the way I got, my camera is sitting precariously right now to do this. So I need a proper kind of stand to have my thing. Spencer, Creature Caster has the best Demon Prince stand-ins in my opinion. Yes, I agree. Spencer, the sexy snake lady. Yeah, very cool. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Kris likes spider boobies. It's a conspiracy. Well, who doesn't? Griff, hoping for Primark releases. I'd like to see the Lion. Yeah, sure. Anthony B, episode 200. Actually shotguns beers. Well, if I do it from home, maybe I'll just sit here. I'll just drink the crap out of it. Episode 200. Kris gives himself alcohol poisoning. Vasily, you can ascend to monkey godhood at your 200 episode. Captain Benji gets beat the monkey. Ooh, jeez. Johnny Chop Chop and Sofa Bear. If Kris belly dances, it's on you. Cake Jelly, giveaway a bit boring. Can't you grab some of the guys and do something fun? I could. I mean, what would we do? I mean, everybody, we're all very busy. I hope you realize. And I don't know. I mean, like what? Grab Steve and kick him in the ass for an hour? I mean, it's what I do all week. What fun would that be? Brian Hand should do a paint series next year to show your Crystal Demon entry. I mean, like if I do another Crystal Brush entry, I haven't even decided if I'm going to do another one. Because if I do one, I got to really kind of start planning now. Just so that, and I'm probably going to plan a few. I'm not going to do one. I'll probably do like 2 or 3 if I plan to do some. But I don't know. It just takes a lot of time. And like, I mean, I was rushing it last month. And I basically had like a month straight of no days off. I just went to work. And then after work, I'd paint. And go home, sleep, go to work, paint, go home. You know what I mean? And I did that for a month to get that piece done. Because I didn't start putting paint on that model until I think February 21st. And Adepticon was the 23rd. So it was a month I was painting. Straight, no days off. And that sucked. That sucked. I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I was away from everything, and yeah, it just, and I didn't have, I mean, like I was kind of having fun, but I wasn't, you know, so. And I mean, like the paint series on a Crystal Brush entry, I mean, there shouldn't be any media of your entry before the Crystal Brush. So it's kind of hard. So like it was really hard when I was working on the project not to update people on it, you know, other than my patrons, because it was, you know, that's behind closed doors kind of thing. I can kind of share that kind of thing because it's not public. And, you know, it's just, there's nothing different about what you do for Crystal Brush and what you paint. The only difference between the things is how much time you spend on thinking of things and painting and like laying down paint and actually laying the colors down and being very careful. Everything begins right from concept. What is the concept going to be? It's not just as simple as unbox a model, paint it, and do it. You need to create some sort of narrative or something like that, or, you know, you got to really put some thought into it. And so the beginning part of creating something for competition is the concepts, is your concept. So, I mean, like, displaying it all the time online, I mean, you can always get scooped by any of the other competitors because, again, it's a painting competition. So it is competitive. And so people out there who are in this competition are watching other people for what they do, right? So, again, you know, I mean, ultimately putting myself through that amount of stress to get these projects done for competition, what is the end goal? What does it prove? Right? What is, like, if I win the competition, what does it prove? That I'm the best painter this year? Big whoop. What does that matter? What does that matter? Right? I mean, I could see if I was a commissioned painting service, or, you know, I was looking to get my name in the game and, you know, really build up my name as a miniature painter for whatever marketable reason that would be. I would do it more competitively. I'd be more competitive at it. But otherwise, no. I already have a job painting 9 to 5. I already have the job. I get paid right now to paint miniatures. I'm already doing what I've wanted to do since I was 15. I'm already doing it. And so when you're going through that, you know, like, how many Golden Demon winners of all the Golden Demon winners out there, okay, how many of them are successful commissioned painting services? How many, right? Or how many are actually working? Because even the guys who win Golden Demons and then go work for Games Workshop, they make minimum wage. They make minimum wage. I don't make minimum wage at Mini Wargaming. They make minimum wage doing that job. That's crap, right? You win this good big competition. Yay, I won this big sword. It means I'm the best painter. Go work for Games Workshop. Yeah, right on. I'm going to go work for Games Workshop. Here's what your paycheck's like. Oh, that freaking sucks. So, I mean, you know, that's why I'm not that competitive in this regard. Because I'm already doing what I want to do. I'm already at that point that I'm happy where I'm at. The only reason for me to really want to compete more is to get the name out there, and anybody who sees like my work and is interested in and likes my work, and then they come and follow Kris, but they'll follow my efforts at Mini Wargaming because that's where all my work is. And so if they're customers of that, then that means I stay employed longer. So, you know, but people don't come to Mini Wargaming for the painting, right? They come for the battle reports. I'm just, you know, the little cherry on top kind of thing. My work, and I should say Janine's work as well, we're the two little cherries sitting on top of the cake kind of thing. And the cake being the big wad of battle reports that people consume daily. You know, so what's the big diff, really? You know. But anywho, what was I on about? I don't know. K Jelly, drunk painting, drunk gaming, shot alcohol game with painting. I don't know, but I'm sure it's going to be fun. Yeah, well, if we were to do drunk gaming, that'd be at Mini Wargaming, and Matt really frowns upon us being drunk in the office, so it would not likely happen. Of course, sitting here drunk is perfectly fine, like, because I'm at home, and I can sit here and drink and do whatever I want right now. You know what I mean? I can sit here and smoke a vial of crack and shoot a needle of heroin if I wanted to. I'm at home. Tiro Silvast. Am I late? A little bit. You missed about an hour and some. Steve McDemon. What? Sunday with the brush. Grabs a beer. Yeah, welcome, Steve McDemon. That's always a fun name to say, Steve McDemon. Derek Luderis. Just a non-penetrating echo. Are we still getting it? We're not getting an echo. What are you talking about? Can't be in any echoes. Full Metal Haggis, how about episode 200, Way of the Brush, the musical? Well, okay, seriously though, if I do something fun for 200, I mean, because I suppose I should, right? But for a 200 episode, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll see this week. I'll see what volunteers I get, and then maybe what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do for a 200 episode of Way of the Brush. Okay, I'll ask all the boys. Okay. I'll ask all the boys if they want to join me for a 200 episode. Maybe we'll set it up somewhere else. And then basically what we'll do is we'll have it kind of like the Sit and Talks, where it's all of us talking about anything and everything. Okay? Because normally whenever we do like these Sit and Talks, we always talk about just kind of gaming stuff, right? But sometimes you want to know some deeper questions, and you want to know something deeper about the people. So maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe I'll ask whoever wants to join me. I mean, I might not get anybody. Maybe everybody's too busy. You know, we are supposed to be getting into springtime, and we all busy. You know, so you know, maybe I'll see if anybody wants to do a special, you know, Way of the Brush with me, and you know, you guys can ask whatever questions you want to ask. Because normally, you know, sometimes the questions like on the Sit and Talks, we kind of filter through them. I know like Matt really kind of filters through, and it'd be great if I could get like Matt or Dave, you know, to join us. I don't know if they will. Matt and Dave usually have a lot of things going on. They have like church responsibilities and stuff like that. So like their time's like gone. I don't know how they do it, but yeah. So we'll see. Maybe that'll be fun. Episode from the bar. Yeah. See, Yeah, that'd be kind of fun if we were all at the bar. I don't know what kind of Wi-Fi the bar gets though. I don't know if it would be good for streaming. I guess I'd probably have to get permission. They probably would give us permission to use all their bandwidth, like in doing a live stream from their place. This is a week though. You guys are leaving me with a week to plan this, unless of course I don't do a show next week, and we do it the next following week, which I can probably set this up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm making no promises here. Anthony B. Hopefully Luca shows up. He makes me laugh. Luca's also pretty busy too. Because Luca lives about 40 minutes away from us. He's over in Hamilton, and it's an hour drive essentially for him back and forth daily. So a lot of times he does have other responsibilities going on. Plus he does have, I'm pretty sure, a home life, and so yeah. Because usually Luca doesn't stick around after work. Usually when it's 5 o'clock, Luca's gone and he's on the road. So, again, having him come in on a Saturday, I mean, again, I wouldn't hold my breath. Kurt, a 24-hour paint-a-thon. You are not going to see me do a paint-a-thon. A 24-hour paint-a-thon? I'll do an hour paint-a-thon. How about that? Matthew Debbie, next year at the con, we're going to force you to shotgun beers. Force? You don't have to force me to do it. I'll just do it. Anthony B, I'm definitely going to try and make it to Adepticon next year with shotgunning beers. Yeah, definitely, man. Come on, Anthony. Man, I mean, if we get all the monkeys at Adepticon, because Adepticon is my favorite convention to go to. It's the best one, in my opinion. Although this year I'm thinking I might want to try and maybe get into some of the tournaments, though. I don't know. I'll see. It all depends. I guess it really depends on if I go as mini Wargaming Kris, and work, or if I go by myself and take the time off and just, just party. Griff, I got Sylvaneth start box, thinking of doing winter snowy theme. Could I have some advice? I'm basing them white. Not sure where to start next. Okay, so you're basing them white. So you're gonna do a snowy theme. Now, there's a few ways you can go about this, because you can go with just straight up based kind of white. I really wouldn't go white. Okay, so like white on the trim, I really wouldn't go white on the trim. I'd actually probably go like Uthran gray, right, and off white. Whereas like an off white. I wouldn't go with a pure white. White would just be kind of just and you want the snow on top to really be the white portion. Now, what is it? Valhalla and Blizzard, I think. That one's supposed to be really, really good for a quick snow mixture. Now you can do, say, a light gray with, say, little rocks, and then put like little dollops of snow everywhere and give it kind of a rocky tundra kind of look. You can go for that, or you can take that white snow, do a light gray first over the surface of the base, and then lay the snow on top of it, and then just leave it as such. You could also go that route. That's the simplest route. It's just a pure snow covering kind of thing. Now again, people talk about that kind of simple basing kind of thing, because I mean, like, you can go with other stuff for basing, creating like snow on the base. Like, again, it's really like, do you want a fully snowy base, or do you want it to be like kind of tundra where you have like rocks and stuff like that, but you have snow patches? What kind of thing? And also on the rims, I would not go white. I would go like a light gray, like Uthran gray, or even Celestra gray. Celestra gray might be a little bit too dark, but again, it'll make the white of the snow really pop. So something to consider. But thanks, Griff, for asking the question. Hopefully that helps. If not, send me another question as far as what kind of thing where else you want to take it, right? Kurt, pay Beverly to do it. He loves 24-hour paint-a-thons. Yeah, that one almost killed him though. He went delusional, I think, a little bit, and something broke. Grim, would you over on Twitch? Would you like more rum next Adepticon if I'm able to get it again? If so, same as last time, spiced or both? You know what? Both, man. Spice good. Yeah. At Adepticon Con this year, Grim was really great. He brought everybody booze. He brought 2 cases. You know what? I think just beer, man. Just beer. I mean, rum's fine. I'm more of a whiskey guy myself. Jameson, Bushmills, my 2 favorites. So, yeah. K Jelly, super chat. Thank you, K Jelly. What is that? NOK. What is NOK? Is that Netherlands currency? Thank you. Your idea sounds awesome, Kris. I hope you can get it done. If it's only some of the guys and just talk and have fun, great for the community, and it's awesome to talk to people that make the great video. Well, thank you. Yes, awesome. And thank you for the super chat, dude. That's really awesome. Yeah, you know what? It sounds really simple, right? Just grabbing the boys and then just having us all sit down and basically have a no-holds-barred discussion, right? I think because you guys have asked for that for a very long time. And I'm thinking maybe Way of the Brush 200 is the way to go. Maybe, right? Just a no-holds-barred kind of discussion. Now, I'm not talking about getting, really offensive or anything like that. It could, because if anybody who knows us, mini wargamers, like in our daily lives and in regular life, know that we can be quite offensive. We're all people. I mean, but yeah, our conversations can get very colorful. If anybody who's visited us at the studio and gone to lunches and dinners with us and gone to the bar with us, will know conversations get very colorful. And I use colorful very loosely. The GIM, 24-hour stream, 1 hour painting, 4 hours talking, 3 hours of Xbox, 8 hours of sleeping, 8 hours of how awesome the bearded GIM is. A whole 8 hours on how awesome the bearded GIM is? I don't know, man. I definitely could fill 8 minutes of how awesome GIM is. Whole 8 hours? I don't know. You're asking a lot there, buddy. Vasily Shuko, 24 hours of Dawn of War Eternal Battles. Oh man, my arms would die. My wrists would be dead. Griff, hey Kris, I'd like the model. You'd like the model? Okay. I'm not sure. I got lost in that conversation, Griff. You have to catch me up on that one. Matthew Demi, next year, the butt chug. And tell Grim all the rum. The Gim, Knock is Norwegian Krone. Steam McDemon, Knock is Norwegian Krone. Okay, Kroner. Kroner? Krones or Kroner? Anyway. Anthony B, my Xbox One took its last breath this morning. I'm mad. Damn. K Jelly, Norwegian Krone is about 52 Canadian. Cool. Thank you very much. Thank you, K Jelly. Awesome. Yeah, so I guess, definitely have to try and make it happen, right? I'll see. I'll ask the boys. And I'll see if I can get Matt and Dave. I'll ask them. I'll put the invite out there. But I'll warn them, though. I'll tell them. I'll say, this could be no holds barred. It'll be no holds barred, because Way of the Brush is mostly no holds barred. I try and watch my mouth most of the time on this show, because I do have a nephew who watches me from periodically, and he's just a very young fella. And so I always try and, hello, Sullivan, being a good boy for mommy and daddy. And so I always, try and, watch my mouth, and, make sure that, like what I'm saying isn't too colorful. And what you guys are saying, well, actually now that YouTube has started putting up the chat again, yeah, it's kind of different. Apparently I'm starting to get a bit of a crackle. Not sure why that would be. Nothing has changed. And then boom. No? Okay, let's go. And then here. I don't know. Audio gone chunky. Yeah. I don't know. Matthew W. Also, Kris, the audio was also that was mildly creepy. What was mildly creepy? I don't know. The audio is pooped. Is pooped. Maybe it's my signal, my transmission. I am not seeing any problems. I have 0 drop frames. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure why the heck that would crackle. Of course, it's my internet. My internet. My internet. No, everything's telling me everything's fine. I think you guys are just messing with me now. Matthew Deming, 200th episode, the Swedish chef shotgunning beers. Yeah. Okay, Jelly. Maybe Matt will know what Monkey King is by the time of the live RPG. Yeah, that one threw Matt off, didn't it? Matt didn't know. He's like, what's the Monkey King? I know he wanted to go into more explanation as to why Monkey King, but we didn't get into it though. Yeah, Full Metal Haggis. Yeah, definitely Anita, Swedish chef. Swedish chef, yeah. Lady Machiavelli. Holy man, Lady Machiavelli. Is that the same one that follow on Instagram? Yeah. Welcome. Hello. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Try unplugging the mic and putting it back in. No, because it's the webcam. It's the cam. The only thing that I can think of, like, is the audio still pooping out? Really? Makes it sound like I'm at gas. Okay. What can we do here to fix this audio? What can we do? We can... Yeah, that's my audio. So what's this then? And that's my audio. Oh, wait. What the hell happened there? Oops, not that. I honestly don't know, other than stopping and starting the stream again. But I don't really want to do that. I really don't want to do that. But if the audio, like, is the audio still crackling? It's a bit crackly, but not bad. Yeah, I don't know why that would be. Because, I mean, everything, like, I haven't touched anything, and everything as is. I'm wondering if it has to do with my sound card on my computer. Because when I had the snowball, we'd get the crackling, even though, like, the same snowball at my office, it's on a Windows computer, but it doesn't crackle. But the Windows computer might have a better sound card than what I'm currently using. I might have a crappier sound card on this computer. I don't know. Lady Machiavelli was wondering if you could answer a question for my husband. I'd appreciate it. How can he make colored washes using Citadel Lamia medium? Yeah, it is the same one. Okay. Making colored washes using medium. So basically, you can take any of your paints, okay, and you can take like a little dollop of it, put it onto your palette, take a heavy helping of Lamia medium, and mix it in and thin that color way down. You bring that color way down, where light will start to pass through it. A thing that will help make it into like a shade wash, like the little bottled shade washes, is you can go and pick up what's called Flow Aid. There's a lot of companies that make it, but the one I typically use is from the company called Liquitex. You might be familiar with that from other artist grade type of paints. And it's a little bottle. It sells for about $15 or $10, probably $10 US, or maybe even less. And you don't use very much of this, like a drop or two at a time per mixture. And basically what it is it adds that capillary action to the shade wash. Like if you ever use any of the Citadel shade washes and you apply it to the surface and it goes into like the recesses and stuff like that, and it just goes all over the place and it just barely tints the overall surface, that's what this stuff is going to add. That quality is going to be added to your mixture. So you can take any color you want, add a bit of Lamia medium, add a drop or two of Flow Aid, and it will make that color do that exact same thing. Now, the difference between the shade washes and the colors that you mix are more opaque than the colors that you buy. Those ones dry a bit more transparent. They have more of a transparency to them than the regular colors. The regular colors will be more opaque. So be mindful of that. So, for example, if you're applying, say, a color like a red on top of a metal, it'll be an opaque red on top of metal. So some of that metallic shine will get killed by playing that with that color, rather than taking a clear red and laying it on top of the metal, which would give you a clear metallic red, right? So things to be mindful of when doing it. But yeah, that's the best way is just taking just a little dollop of color, 2 or 3 dollops of medium, and 1 or 2 drops of Liquitex Flow Aid. I always use Liquitex, but there are other Flow Aids out there. Golden, any of the big acrylic paint lines will have Flow Aid or Flow Improver. In a pinch, essentially all you're doing is adding like a soap, like a detergent. The detergent adds that surface tension back into the colors. So hopefully, Machiavelli, that helps, and hopefully it gets the paint flowing again. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Are we still crackling? Do we care anymore? I don't know. What time are we at here? We got 20 minutes of this show. We don't have to put up with the crackle for another 20 minutes. I have honestly no idea how to get rid of it. Again, this popped back up though. And then the echo, that's gone. You know what, let's go. How does this sound? You guys hear me okay now? Do you hear it crackling? Or is the crackling worse? I don't know. Made it, Lady Machiavelli. Awesome info. We'll pick that up. That's what he was wanting to know. You rock, thank you. And my husband said thank you very much. And he's painting my demons. Awesome. Very cool. George, yes, we don't care. Same. Oh, it's the same? Oh, it's worse. Haha, little yes, but don't care. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm going to have a look at my computer and see what the heck. Why? Maybe my sound card's a little loose or something. Clear your throat, maybe? Is it my throat? No, it's not my throat. Okay, you know what? Let's do... Because this should just be this device, right? Okay. Let's kill this one. We will kill it. Bajoom. Yes, goodbye. There we go. Now, let's say... No. Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm pushing buttons here. I'm just pushing stuff. Okay, let's do that. Let's just hit the gain down a bit. Okay. I don't know. Let me see here. Still crackling, but not bad. Power through the crackle. Clear your throat, maybe. It's all good. It's still crackling, but I noticed when you were speaking at low, it was gone. Maybe I'm peaking, maybe? G squared, stop using crackle medium. Mad Hoser, Kris, try and get some ferrite cable wraps. Sure. Right hand, thin your coffee more. Thin my coffee more. Mad Hoser, I'll Facebook you some later. Oh, the ferrite cable wraps? Sure. I have no idea. Because it's one wire. It's all running through the one device. I mean, I don't know. Because normally whenever I do Weigh the Brush, I have a snowball mic. Whenever I'm in my office, it's a snowball mic and it's a cam. And they're 2 separate devices. When I'm at home, for whatever reason, because we were getting lots of static from the snowball, I stopped using the snowball and just started using just the cam's mic. And it seems to be okay. So I don't know. But now we're saying we're getting static. Which is telling me something, and I'm thinking that it is my sound card. I'm thinking it's my sound card. So. Disco Duke with Zenithal highlights Dooth. Done through primer. Can you use normal paint mixed with flow aid, or do you specifically need inks? No, you can use normal paint with flow aid. Yeah, you can just thin it way down. Again, you know, it's always thing to bear in mind, right? Because some of the clear colors, they're clear, so you can lay them on top of that zenithal, and the black and whites and the grays will show through and play very nicely. Versus using more opaque colors, thinning them down to shade wash and applying them, and they become very opaque, and so they will block out some of those effects. But knowing that you have that kind of what your materials are going to do for you, you know, you can plan ahead and decide what you want to do. Because typically, when doing kind of a zenithal type of effect on a model, and you want the colors to kind of play well, you know, you want to use clear colors on top, because then you want that pure white to be your highlights, the darker, you know, blacks to be your shadows, and that clear color will create all the tones in between, right? Versus if you use an opaque color, it will kill some of the whites and it'll kill some of the black, and you know, it'll just basically cover over most of that area, and you know, you really have to break it down to get, you know, the colors to kind of play through for you. Matthew Demi, it's popping again. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you, man, because I mean, it's, if it was a persistent problem, then it would have been there right from the beginning. And I have no idea why it is there now. Yeah. I have no idea why it would be such a pain. Maybe I just need a new computer. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need a new computer. I gotta get a new computer. Apparently. I was actually thinking of picking up a new computer, a gaming computer, because I was actually thinking of doing more gaming streams. I actually was thinking of you know, putting my daughter and my son kind of to work to do streams while I'm away, kind of thing, or doing kind of like a family approach to it. You know, I don't know. Something I was thinking about. I was thinking about picking up a new PC though. It'd be a little ways down the line though, because I don't really have the resources right now to be picking up a gaming PC. You know, but that's something I was thinking about down the line. George Hintz, is that a deer hide behind you? Deer hide? No, it's one of those like folding things, you know, for like getting dressed. You know, like oftentimes you see them in like, you know, like women use them often a lot. It folds out. It's a picture of Marilyn Monroe. That's what it is. It's a picture of Marilyn Monroe. Why it's in my office, I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it's Marilyn Monroe. Oh, jeez. No, I'm not touching it. It's going to fall over and kill me. So, anywho, yeah. Matthew David, Kris, you need to stop using this computer for your cam shows. It's ruining your audio card. The GIM Logitech webcam enabled in OBS as source may cause the crackling. Logitech webcam enabled in OBS as source may... That doesn't make any sense. The Logitech webcam enabled in OBS as a source may cause the crackling. Well, why wouldn't it not be the source? That's the source. Or are you saying it's a project, or it's a problem with Logitech with OBS? That's the problem. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. Vasily Shimko, have you seen the interview with Jess Goodwin related to the release of Triumvirate? He mentioned that they had some ideas on making an avatar of Kogorch, whatever. What do I think about that? Sure. An avatar for the Dark Eldar? Because isn't that Kogorch? Isn't that for Dark Eldar? Sure, why not? I mean, you don't really think of like the Dark Eldar with, you know, a lot of psychic kind of stuff, because they don't seem to be very psychic, other than being very receptive to the pain, which maybe is their psychic abilities. I don't know. Interesting though. Matthew Demi. Also, Kris, did you answer my question about Rob's channel? I think you missed it. I was in the shower. Rob's channel. Who's Rob? Which Rob? Rob I work with? The Rob editor? Rob the editor? I don't know which Rob you're talking about. Lady Machiavelli, if you get on Steam, we could game. My husband plays Xbox and wants to know if you play Sea of Thieves. Well, my son plays a lot. My kids play a lot. I've been playing actually some Ghost Recon lately. Been having a lot of fun. I like watching Alex play Sea of Thieves though. He's got that one. It's pretty funny. It's hilarious. He actually did something really, really cool a few weeks back in Sea of Thieves. He was waiting on the island where they do the mission where you basically fight the captains and stuff like that, and you get the key, and then you can go into the vault, right? Or the Skullhead key. Well, this team had done that. They had fought the captain, but they took the key, the big skull key, they took it, and they were going to head off to another island with it, to open another vault. And Alex was hiding on the ship for like half an hour. Was hiding on their ship. And they had a big the big galleon. And so it has that balcony in the back. And so he hid in the back of the balcony. And it was like half an hour or whatever, and they're fighting, and you see people, and this boat kept getting attacked by people, and so he was just laying on the ground, just staying still the whole time, right? And so finally they set sail, and they have the key, because initially he was just going to take their treasure chests, throw them overboard. He was going to throw their chests out the ship, and then go collect it with his buddy, because his buddy was waiting just off in visual range, and they set sail, and all of a sudden they get attacked by the Kraken. You can see the tentacles coming up and getting the boat. So he makes a run for it, and he's looking inside, trying to see if there's the chests. He can't find any. So he makes a run up the mast, and up the mast they had the big skeleton key. So he took the skeleton key and jumped off the boat into the water and ended up getting killed, but ended up losing the skeleton key for them. And so when he respawned, he could see the other boat still circling around trying to find their key. It was really hilarious though, how he just kind of basically screwed that crew over. But yeah, so anyway, it was funny though. Where am I? Kurt, now is not a great time to buy a gaming PC. RAM and GPU prices are cray-cray. Go Starman Deluxe, Kris Bello and son and daughter. Yeah, exactly. So basically my Twitch channel would become the three of us probably, and we'd be gaming all the time because my son games. He's actually been doing like a lot of the gaming tournaments at night and stuff like that. So he's he's been playing pretty seriously. And my daughter, she plays for fun, but she's funny as hell. So I mean, it'd be all fun. I think it would be an entertaining thing, especially if you had the three of us playing and yelling at each other, because we all have kind of bad mouths as well. Ghost Star Deluxe. I thought Kugor was more of a Harlequin thing. Is that? Well, then the Harlequins already have the thing. Oh no, I guess that you need is separate. I guess you need really is more craft worldly kind of thing, right? Yeah, Kugor is the Harlequin. I don't know. Aaron Seach, what would be a good shade wash to use with bright orange? Well, there's a few. I mean, you could use red to bring it down a red tone. You could use brown. So you could use, say, Carberg Crimson. You could use Egg Waxer Shade. You could use, what is it called? What is the orange called? Well, you got Fugan Orange as well. And, what's the other shade wash? You could use Reikland Flesh Shade too, because Reikland Flesh Shade has some deep brown reds to it. It's what kind of tone you want to go for. What are you shading? How do you want the overall feeling to go? Do you want to go for kind of a really, really warm feeling? Then you go with reds and yellows. If you want a darker, kind of dirtier kind of look, you go with browns. So, yeah, it's really, really what kind of vibe are you going for the color? Matthew Dami, it's Editor Rob's channel. Oh, it's Editor Rob. Okay. Yeah, Board Game Maniacs. Right. What about him? I'm subscribed to him. Do I watch his videos? Not often. I don't. You know what? I don't really watch a lot of YouTube videos. Actually, I just don't. There's a few I watch, but they're not even game. They're not game related. Yeah, I don't watch a whole lot of painters or gamers or, I don't watch battle reports. I I sometimes catch some painting videos just because I'm curious to see what other people are doing, how they're going about it. You know, like the P3 paints or the privateer press ones I watch. You know, just because I'm just kind of shocked at some of the bad habits they show a lot of times. The Games Workshop ones I always watch, but you know, I mean, you've seen one Games Workshop video and you pretty much seen them all. Yeah, there's some other painters I watch. You know, some that are fairly popular and some that are not, and you know, I watch and I watch. Really, if anything, I watch more painting videos than I do gaming videos. I don't watch a lot of gaming videos. Just because some people are just really not that entertaining, you know. Lady Machiavelli, LML. Oh, that is awesome and smart move. My husband caught his own vomit in a basket and threw it at me. Oh, in the Sea of Thieves. Jeez. I thought, man, I'm glad she ended that with Sea of Thieves. Because, man, that would have been awful. He grabbed vomit and threw it at me. In Sea of Thieves? No. Oh, no. Disco Duke, do you recommend any inks in particular? And maybe a noob question, but are inks and washes different? They're similar consistencies. Often, back in the day, inks were called washes and shades. So, if you're of an older mindset like myself, inks are essentially just shades and washes. And glazes, you know. Really, the characteristic of an ink is a high pigment but very watery consistency versus the paint, which will often have a thicker, greasier type of consistency. And depending on what kind of body of paint we're talking about, heavy body where it flows more like GW paint, where basically you can kind of like almost like sculpt the paint, right? That's a very heavy body paint, is where you can like create like shapes out of the paint almost, right? Versus a thinner body paint, which will just apply to the surface and then it'll just kind of flatten out kind of thing, right? And that's a thin body paint. So, you know, yeah, those are basically your two kinds. But otherwise, inks, yeah, I mean, are they the same? A new question is, are inks and washes different? There are different qualities. Now, GW shade washes have a quality where you apply it to the model and they'll creep into the recesses and fill in details kind of thing, which is very, very cool. But it's but that's something that can be imitated using other products. As I mentioned earlier in the show, using Liquitex Flow Aid to get that capillary action where it'll creep into all the recesses, and you can basically turn any color you want, clear or opaque, and it'll fill in details like that. And it'll act just like those shade washes. But is a shade wash an ink? Sure, it can be. Because, I mean, you'll see, like, a lot of times, inking used to be the domain of black lining. We often used to use just black ink and black line a model, and we used to just follow around the details. So, like, if there was, like, you know, like a shirt cuff, right, and the flesh and the shirt, and we would black line under the sleeve kind of thing and create that separation. It had a very artificial look to it, but that was often painting of the day. And oftentimes we used black ink, to achieve that effect because it was just a very thin, small, thin line and just creeped along that detail, and that's all it was for. Then you get into other colors to do different kind of effects, and now we got shade washes, which are for, you know, broad kind of surface area work, but essentially they're all kind of inks, right? An ink is a high pigment, very thin-bodied solution. That's the best way to kind of think of it. And shade washes, glazes, those are all very thin-bodied paints. And so, yeah. Oftentimes, don't get hung up on the names of the products. Oftentimes, those are just for copyright purposes. You know, don't get caught up in a lot of those names. Oftentimes, you just have paints and inks. And really, that's about it. There's many different styles of paints, right? Like I said, like heavy-bodied, thin-bodied, you know. You also have different kinds of inks. It can be transparent, it can be opaque, you know, what have you, right? But, yeah, so there are differences for the most part. Where are we? Steaming Demon, the old GW inks were crazy glossy though. Yes. But again, that's a quality you can add back into them or take out if you want. By simply adding gloss or matte mediums to the shade wash, it'll change the quality. Of course, it's not a huge issue if you're going to seal the model afterwards anyways, right? Because if the ink dried with a glossy finish, but you weren't done painting the model, and then you sealed the model and you put a matte finish on it, then what did it really matter how the finish was on the miniature initially if you're going to varnish the model, right? So, things to think about when we're painting. Matthew Damon, Kris, how would you do subtly glowing amber eyes? I'd often do them start off with a slight brown. What's the one? Mornfang? Yeah, Mornfang brown in Citadel. It's kind of an orangey brown. I would start with that as the base, and then I would add Averland Sunset to that, build up to a pure Averland Sunset, and then with some spot highlights of Uriel Yellow and white, and build up. But otherwise, yeah. Subtly glowing amber eyes, yeah. So if I was doing the eye, I would do Averland Sunset, and then a big wallop of Uriel Yellow. Then I would take a mixture of Mornfang Brown and Averland Sunset, thin that down, and create the haloing glow and build up to an Averland Sunset, and then maybe a spot of Uriel Yellow. And then possibly take something like Dorn Yellow or something and just spot the centers, just to give that final bit of glow, But yeah. What time are we at? Oh, 3 minutes left of the show. I don't know if we're going to get to another email. You know what? Any last questions here? Bleep bloop. Email before we go. He took the words right out of my mouth. Griff, hey Kris, meant to say, not sure how to paint the Sylvaneth Tree Lord and Dryads in the winter theme. That's kind of a big one. Reference trees. Because if they're winterized, you might not want to have any leaves, or at least very minimal amount of leaves, right? You can still have leaves on them, but do them like red oranges, so it looks like they went through fall and then they went to winter, right? Winter theming. Oh, here's one. Okay, winter theme them. Paint them like normal trees, so give them their darker browns, stuff like that, right? Paint the leaves like red oranges, right? And then you can take like the GW snow and put it on the big kind of flat boughs of branches. So like maybe on the shoulder, maybe a little bit on the top of the head, and maybe some of the branches, just on the high flat points where you can imagine like snow just kind of fell down and just kind of fell on them. And that might convey a sense of winter, right? And then of course you do the winter bases and they'll feel like winter, right? So yeah, awesome. So hopefully, Griff, that helps. If not, send me an email as to what kind of as to what kind of issue you might be having. Kate Jelly, Kris, what is your favorite Space Marine chapter? Loyal, and why? Chapters? Why? My favorite Space Marine chapter would be Crimson Fists. Why? Why? Because I'm an old school kind of guy. The Crimson Fists were the original artwork cover for Warhammer 40,000. All those Crimson Fists were all just a big battle and they're all fighting, and it really captured the sense of the game where it's all these Marines and they're on a hill and they're all and there's Marines dead on the hill and there's some Marines trying to help each other, and they're all just desperately holding off this attacker, right? And you can kind of see in the background, in the shadows of the artwork, you can see the Killicans, so they're fighting orcs, really, essentially. Oh, and you see the one Marine, he's holding an orc head, right? So, yeah. Otherwise, it's Crimson Fists. I have a bunch of Primaris Marines. I think I might just do Crimson Fists. I was going to do something kind of fancy, but it's Crimson Fists. And the color scheme is really, really great, too. It's a really deep blue with that deep red. And they got the one fist, and it's just really, really cool. Their background is really interesting. It's desperate. Like they're desperately hanging on to their identity, as it were. Something probably could identify with. And so yeah, it's Crimson Fists. I like the Crimson Fists. They look cool. Their background is interesting, and and also they're part of a chapter that is really awesome. You know, the Imperial Fists, right? They're a splinter group of the Imperial Fists, and the Imperial Fists, you know, are you know, their home base, their home world is Earth, so they're Earthbound. You know, so they're pure Terrans, as it were. You know, so yeah, I like them. Crimson Fist. It's just, you know, they're just very cool. It's just, you know, and it's a classic color scheme, a classic look. You know, just really awesome. Mad Hoser, Kris is all about the fisters. Aaron Seach, Pedro is pleased. The game, well, depending on the tree, you could add glue to the top of the branch and use flour sifted on top of the model and have the snow effect fall exactly like it would in real life. Sure, yeah, you could do that. You can use flour. Baking soda is better, though, rather than flour. Flour will expand, whereas baking soda doesn't really expand. But it'll give you the same effect as that. But yeah, I mean, there's no harm in that. Yeah. In fact, I kind of like that. Like if you like took the model right from the top and just like kind of spritz like a bit of like, you know, that spray glue, you know, like the spray adhesive, and you just kind of just give it a little top, and then set the model down, took like a bit of baking soda and just kind of like sprinkled it and let it fall onto the model. I think that'd be very interesting, actually. I think that'd be a very kind of effective way of getting that kind of dusting of snow. Very interesting idea. Might have to try it sometime. The game, coniferous trees would be best as they still have the green branches. Sure, but I mean, how do you show like a dryad as a pine tree? How do you show that? Because that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the dryads, the Sylvaneth, which are, you know, the tree men and all them, right? They all have just crazy, wicked branches going everywhere, and so they're not really, you know, pine trees or anything like that. At least I don't think so. But anyway. The game, don't use flour. It's called a flour sifter. Well, no, I know, but you can use a sifter, just kind of, just give it like a little snowfall and everything like that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but don't use flour. But yeah, use a flour sifter. Sure. Mad Hoser, drads with pine cones. Ebb and flow. Ergo, flour sifter can only be used to sift flour. You can use baking soda. It's a damn near same consistency. Cake Jelly, thanks. I'm trying to find what to start after Tau, and I want to read the Horus Heresy first to see what I like. Currently reading The Beast Arises, and I do like the Imperial Fist. Yeah, I like Imperial Fist too. Crimson Fist, but Imperial Fist. Alrighty, kids. I think we're done. I don't think we can do any more damage here. So, if you're a commission painting service, you're just brand new to the hobby, you want some help, want some help with ideas, maybe you just want, you know, where to improve, send your questions and comments to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Happy to answer your questions then and there, and of course I will display them on the show, you know, of course when I get to it, of course. But yeah, of course you can always join us on waythebrush.com. That's links, a central hub to everything. Basically, it's all the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Way the Brush, and something. Oh, Discord. Discord, got the link to Discord. And of course, the Way the Brush t-shirt sales. I'm not wearing my Way the Brush shirt today, but, you know, it's Way the Brush, everything's Way the Brush. And of course, Way the Brush Shrine. For all you monkeys out there who buy shirts, I want pictures of you in your shirt for the Monkey Shrine, because I want to have the Monkey Shrine just this big effing place of monkeyness, of monkey goodness. And so I think that'd be really, really awesome. So please, for everybody out there who bought shirts, send me pictures of yourselves in your shirts. It'd be awesome. What else? I think that's it. I think we learned something today. We had a few laughs. And of course, yeah. I don't know what the hell. Comments are still going on here. I don't know what these guys are talking about. But anyway. Yeah. Something or other. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys next week. Episode 200. Well, I'll see you. Might not be next week. I don't know. I'll put notifications up. Whenever I put notifications up of, like, you know, cancellations and things like that, it's usually Twitter and maybe Facebook. But usually in Twitter because it's just easier because it's off my phone and just, you know, do it. But otherwise, yeah. So, yeah, take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys later. Episode 200. We're going to try and do something fun. something fun.